more. Now imagine you are out hunting and you come across what you think are bones or maybe even a tooth. That is what happened to Corey in Noxubee County last year. And with the help of his MSU extension agent and some other really smart people, they have unearthed some pretty cool prehistoric stuff. And they're joining us today on Good Things to share a little more. So joining us is Crayton, Noxubee County extension agent, and Corey. So Corey, I'm going to jump off with you. Take us back to last year. What were you doing in hunting to sort of find these artifacts?
Oh, I'd say, yeah, how y'all doing anyways? But no, I was just coming back from deer hunting one night, shining my light back along the line pit we got there, and get looking around the ground there, and I see some stones, or what I think it's stones. And knowing me, I got to bend down and look at everything I see. It's kind of neat, and get to looking. It's just I see limbs of vertebrae, so I keep looking more and find about 5 or 6 more pieces. And I look a little more, and I just see a big old tooth there, and I get so excited I start making phone calls. You know, that's something I've always wanted to find as a kid, and here I am 27 years later and be able to find something like that.
So Corey, who was your first phone call? Because I find this interesting. Who'd you call first?
My brother. He's as big a nerd. He's as nerdy about the stuff as I am. So.
And then what did you do next? Did you touch it? Did you move it? Did you know what to do with it if you sort of found something cool?
I knew I'd found something cool, but I did not know what to do with it. That's why I called Mom, and she kind of knows. She knows a lot more people than I do around this part. So.
Well, let's back up one part, Corey. How did you know? Did you know that there were potentially interesting stuff to find out in the woods in Noxubee County? Like growing up as a kid, did you hear stories of maybe finding unique artifacts out in the woods, or was this just something you always hoped that maybe would happen?
It's just something I hope. I mean, you know, you'd hear about some Indian artifacts or fossilized wood, but I just never dreamed of finding actual, teeth or bones like that.
So your mom got you connected with your Mississippi State extension agent, which that would be Crayton. Okay, Crayton. So when you get the call that maybe there were some bones or something cool found in your area, did you nerd out kind of like Corey did?
Yes, it was just exciting news to hear it. I know his mom for a while and worked with her in several different categories. And I said, if you think it's something serious, then I think it's something serious. I need to come out and look at it.
Well, the MSU extension wouldn't be my first place, Crayton, to sort of call if I found. But in fact, I probably would have called the police. In my mind, I would have went straight to like somebody has died and this is a crime scene. So I find it great that you guys even knew who all to call. So is this something that, your extension office can help you with if you find out in the wild?
Yes, we have offices in all 82 counties in Mississippi and have extension agents there that can help you with agriculture-related questions, forest use development, family and consumer sciences, and also community resource development. And I had worked with his mom before, so she knew I was a good source of information. If I didn't know what the answer was, I could have resources that could help us find answers.
And that's exactly what you did, Crayton. You knew this was sort of above what the Extension Service could do to sort of find, solve the mystery of what Corey had found there in Noxubee County. So who'd you call next?
I called Dr. Leslie Berger with the Wildlife Department at MSU, and I told her what we thought we had found, and I sent her some pictures, and she called me back and said, whoa, this is exciting. I need to send this to someone else.
And where did it go next?
She sent it to Dr. Renee Clary, who's the director of the MSU Dunn Seiler Museum and an MSU professor of geology. And we got a good diagnosis of what we thought it might be from her.
Okay, Corey, this whole time, I know this takes a little time. Obviously, the story's coming out. It's a year later. There's a process to uncovering this all. Had you already created like a dinosaur-themed story in your head, or aliens came down and left it? Where was your head going with what this could potentially be before you actually found out what you had found?
Well, I really didn't know what to think. I just, I knew it was some kind of bones. I know they said dinosaurs weren't really in Mississippi because it was underwater at the time, so... Yeah, it really just blew my mind that something like that was there. I didn't really know what to think about it, to tell you the truth.
So all this time, did they come and take the artifacts away, or did you get to sort of keep them and house them?
No, ma'am. I still got them. I found I found so many other pieces. I got a whole room in the house. My wife is mad at me that I got it so trashy right now, but it's flat full of stuff. So
I think she should give you a little bit of time. You got some pretty cool stuff there that you're bringing back from the country there in Noxubee County. Okay, Crayton, what did they end up finding? What did Corey come across? Why is it so unique to the area?
We also talked with Dr. George Phillips, who's the curator at the Mississippi Museum of Natural Sciences, and he told us also that he thought that it was a prehistoric marine animal from the Cretaceous period, before non-flying dinosaurs became extinct. And that was just like, wow, just to hear it from a professional telling us that's what we had found, something that had been around for a long, long time.
It has been. It's also, I mean, we think of Mississippi and just sort of the, her 200-year birthday. I know a little bit older than 200 years now. We don't stop to think about, this has been God's country since the beginning of time. And there, it's got a big, deep, rich history long before we were ever, thought of it as the Magnolia State. So, explain, if you can, what Noxubee County kind of would have looked like during that time where whatever Corey unearthed was actually alive.
From everything that we can tell, Mississippi was actually underwater at one time. And so that's why we were to find those fossils. They were being protected in lime rock. Noxubee County has a lot of lime rock in the county, and that's why the bones and fossils were protected so well, because they were found in lime rock.
Okay, Corey, you said you've been collecting some more stuff. It feels like you just sort of unearthed, something that had been there, well, obviously, a really long time. Have you hunted this area before? I mean, have you just not come across these interesting findings, or was this sort of a new spot for you to do your, yearly deer hunting?
It was a new spot. My dad and my uncle had just purchased the land and had gone out there just scouting for deer, and I seen some out there, so I decided I'd try to hunt it that year. And just like I said, never thought walking across the ground I'd see something like that, because I've walked many lion pits in my life, and just looking at the ground doing that stuff. I've never seen anything like that or come across anything like that, and here I am finding. I mean, it's just a little honey hole of my own, and it's really neat. I found a lot of cool artifacts out there, and I found arrowheads and everything. So it's a neat experience to have out there.
I'm sure you sort of upped your game in terms of the way that you go out and collect and sort of look for things every year. So have you kind of become like, a little bit of an Indiana Jones or an archeologist out there? You got little brushes, you digging up things professionally? Are you changing careers?
I like to think I'm that cool, but I don't think I'm quite to the Indiana Jones status. And no, I'd love to do some schooling and learn some more about that stuff. As a kid, that was always my dream. But as life goes, you change your dreams, and then here it pops up again. So Crayton's trying to tell me I need to go back to school and do that kind of stuff, and I kind of agree with him. So I'll see what leads me down in the future.
Well, I think your dreams found you right back where you probably left them there, with your curious mind. I think this also just goes to show you just never know what will be opened up to you if you get into the outdoors and sort of enjoy it. Well, I hope, Corey, that maybe the Mississippi Natural Science Museum will at least give you the opportunity to show what you have found for the rest of us. Any talks of that happening where you can sort of display all of your findings?
I haven't so far. I know Mr. George, he was liking to come down there and look at everything I have one day and just kind of tell me everything I got. Because I'm still a novice at all this and don't know half the stuff I have. So, I've been down. I went and displayed some of my stuff at it's called the Artifact Shack down in Bay Springs by Jeff McCraw. He owns that place, and he got a bunch of little fossils and everything on display there on himself, and he opens it up a couple times a year. And me and my wife decided we go down there and we displayed some things and met a lot of nice people down there and learn new things. So it's a good experience there too. What's
the coolest thing you found so far?
Oh, I'd say the most recent find I have found so far, and it's a mosasaur jawbone. I'm still trying to get it out of the lime rock.
It's just genuine, just going there, taking your time.
Cool find to me.
So when we think of lime rock, I said, it's like in rock, you're having to sort of, dig around it or sort of whatever it may be?
Yes, ma'am. I'm actually waiting for people to tell me exactly what I need to do. I've been slowly chiseling away at it with a screwdriver and some picks and some brushes, and got a lot of it uncovered.
Well, I'm gonna second Mr. Crayton. Corey, you go on back to school. You become the next Indiana Jones, and you just discover all the cool things here in Noxubee County, and you come back to good things and share whenever you figure out what it is that you found.
Yes, ma'am. All right.
All righty, Mr. Crayton. I think this is pretty cool story. Where can people read more information about it? I know you guys have posted it.
Okay, you can go to Facebook and type in Mississippi State University Extension Service, and you'll see the story there. We've had over 140,000 people views to look at the story, and over 620